Let's go, J1 Star. It's your first intro. Let's go.
Get it.
All right. Welcome to WeSampleEverything.com and what's in your iPad. This is J1 Star, along with the boy Cheez, the lady Ms.leD, and my man C. What's going on, everybody?
Man, what's good, bro? What's good?
What up? What up?
Holla. All right, so today is what? iMPCPro2?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about what you could do on there, what you can't do, the pros, the cons, what sucks. And I probably should go last because I'm gonna shit on them.
Well, y'all I look at y'all like
you love this program.
I look at y'all like the Jedi Council on that one. And so
yes,
I'm
like
back and cut and listen to the masters on this one because I haven't messed with it too much personally myself. I see this on sale for what, $24.99 right now.
Is it?
That's the sale price? That's what I paid for it regular.
No, yeah, that's not the sale. That's the actual price, I think.
That's the actual price. When I seen it last week.
Unless they raised it. I don't know. They did just do a whole bunch of updates on it. And I have the beta. So maybe I'm the only one with the updates. I'm not sure if they dropped them publicly because I have it through the test flight. But the original ones were awesome. When they first dropped it, I had the first one. When they first dropped the 2, it was awesome. I loved it. But then as they would update it, I would just crash all the time. And I can't even load my own sample in anymore without crashing. And then I just lose everything. So I get frustrated and I just gave up on it. However, I will give a shout out to Retro Nims and Nikki specifically from there because she's been emailing back and forth with me like crazy trying to get to the bottom of the problem. We just haven't been able to figure it out. But she is trying. They have a great company. They will work with you. So I don't want to shit on their company. It's just, and I have 2 iPads now. I have the upgraded one and it's still crashing for me. Damn. So, but I haven't used it since they just put the new updates on there in the last month or 2. I haven't even touched it. So maybe they fixed it. I'm not even sure. But it's one of those apps that it's not the easiest to use. I wouldn't really call it a DAW because in that aspect, it's not that easy to use and create a song. This is I loved it when it came out because I'm an Akai head. So I love the whole MPC, theme of it. But this is more of an app that I use just to lay drums. And then I will export those shits out and put them into something else to make a song. If that's, the best way I can put it for that app. But I
just peeped in the App Store that it's $24.99. And for the iPhone, it's $8.99.
Right, iPhone version.
Wait, they raised the price on the iPhone? Oh, that $5 was an intro price.
Yes, it was.
That's kind of crazy though. Still, I guess they trying to to me, it's if you bought it on, I think if you bought it on the iPad, you should get it on the phone.
I agree with you.
There shouldn't be, I shouldn't have to pay an extra $9. Put that joint on my phone.
When we have the same iOS account, yes, you're right.
You know what I mean?
That's the only app I ever seen do that. But then again, I don't try to download a lot to my phone. So maybe I'm just not, I don't know. But that's the first app I ever seen do that. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that shit was disappointing to me. Because I remember when it was dropping, they would drop for that $5 price. And it was cats that was hitting me up like, yo, you going to get it for the phone? You going to get it for the phone? I was like, yeah, I already bought it for the iPad. And they was like, nah, you got to pay extra. And I was like, nah, I'm not getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. I can't, I've had the hardest time, actually trying to, make music consistently in this app. To be honest, it's not, impossible, but, I know, for me, I got to be able to use the app, 3-4 times to get in my groove, you know what I mean? And find my little shortcuts to do this and do that. And to me, that's one of the apps where I had the hardest time, doing that. But I like the features. It's just that something about it is kind of clunky, that's my general take on it. But I like the features, and I like they got effects in there that make your drums sound stupid. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
Like I said,
high sound.
Yeah, but it's something about it. It's just like when I use it, I just feel like, I don't know. Like I've had it crash on me a couple times too. But like I don't know. It's just something about it, and there's a lot of limitations within it. Like as far as like like, because can you use audio unit? You can't use audio unit as effects, right? You can only use them.
No, I don't think so.
No, but one thing I just saw, I went into the let me pull it up, in the test flight beta, and I saw something. It might not be for effects though.
Okay.
This is the last 2 updates they put into the beta for me. I just get the updates before the public for a few. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the people that are just listening, this IAA list and sampler now shows generators again. And the other one says improved audio unit support, test with your favorite AU instruments.
But like I said, it's not like a real easy, it's not like an all-around DAW. You can, you can do it. You can make a whole song in there, a whole beat. But I just find it easier with the other ones we have, the Beatmaker 3 and the Cubasis. And my favorite thing to do, one reason what you said, Cheese, the sounds and the effects in there, that underground hardcore gritty, like so I love to go in there, and I make a lot of my drums in there, my drum patterns, and then I export them out because it's just easier for me. It's not the easiest app to, you got to use a lot of you can use other apps to import files, but it works mainly with the audio copy. And I'm just not a big fan of that audio copy. I'm so spoiled by audio share.
Exactly.
You get your sound packs through the audio copy with this app. And there's some great sound packs in there. That's one thing I'll give them.
I'll piggyback on that. Like even like the free joints that came with the joint. I was like actually pretty surprised. I was like, yo, this is one app I could say where they are actually like trying to get you to buy more sounds, because there are other apps where you got free sounds and you were like, damn, like these are the sounds that they really like offering out here. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, that's because they got that whole Akai history. Even though I think it's Newmark and Akai now or whatever, but like they still got all the legacy stuff, and they got the name. You know what I mean? So they're gonna pull people in. Like you got on the screen now how they got the Arab music pack. You know what I mean? Like,
and these packs you see up on the screen is the best packs like I've heard in a long time.
Okay.
The Boom Bap All Stars, the Arab music, he's fire. His sounds are fire. The classic cuts, like those shits are crazy. I give them that when it comes to sounds. And they update constantly. It's a process to pull sounds in from other apps. Like you have to go through that audio copy, like, and it gets annoying.
Yeah, audio copy is weird. It's something about it. It just don't. It don't flow like audio share does. You know what I mean?
And I actually had that before audio share.
Oh, word? That's crazy.
Yeah, and then when I got audio share, I was like, oh, I'm never going back to anything like.
Audio copy. That's a free app though, right?
I don't even remember. It might have
been. I think it's free. It's just like probably think it's like in-app purchase, because I had audio copy. The reason why audio copy by original names exists, because remember when I think it was iOS 7 and it was like, okay, audio copy, because audio copy used to be native originally for iOS. And then when iOS 7 came, they was like, okay, there's no more audio copy. So Retronym's like, okay, we need to, save the game. So they made their own version of audio copy. And
okay, I didn't even know that.
But Retronyms, like, I love Retronyms, but the thing about it is like they tried the whole thing of the sandbox, like how Korg sandbox Gadget and how Cubasis kind of sandbox their stuff, and kind of like Aria. Like they had they have good ideas with the sandboxing. It's just I wish they would have like went further on, like the one app that I wish they would have like improved on, Tabletop. Because when I saw Tabletop back in the day, it was like, oh, here's iOS version of Reason. Because it kind of worked the same way. And then it was like, man, if they would just make it like infinite, like say how Beatmaker2 was per se, where the only limit was whatever iPad you was on, like this would be dope. And it's like I was always hoping that Vetronyms would go that route of making the updated version of tabletop. It's like if they went did their research, did tabletop right now, and then based on what they have right now with AUV3 with instruments and effects, tabletop could actually be something something modular.
It could be the best because tabletop is the shit, and they just gave up on it. I agree with you 100%. I still try to go back to tabletop and play around because it's just so much fun in there. Like I love the layout, I love everything they did. But like you said, yeah, like they had the right idea, but and then like when was the last update for that?
It's been a long time. It's like because I love how they went and was like, okay, here's our apps and stuff like that. And I think the reason why they probably haven't updated or tried it because they're probably looking at these other companies like how Core got the gadgets, where it's like, hey, we can just throw old school stuff in there and then we throw new school stuff in there and go from there. But they could actually do the same thing and still implement their legacy apps. And then just like I said, I think a couple weeks ago with how Sugar Bytes had their old legacy apps and they changed them all to AUV3 or in the process of changing them all to AUV3. I think Vetronyms is one of those companies that should be able to do it because I mean, if they're working with Bekai, then it's like they got probably maybe a better budget than say the folks who made say Aria Pro. Like Aria Pro, yeah, they got lucky because they joined forces with FabFilter and stuff like that. But it's like. But like lately, it's like you don't really hear much about them because they're kind of a small developer. Like Vetronyms, maybe they might be the same small developer, but I think more highly of them. And it's like I got higher expectations of them because it's like the stuff that they put out has so much potential. It just seems like it's just a couple of things, a couple of big, huge flaws that happens, and you're like, man, if only they would fix this or if only they did that, and then you would just be like. And like that could, I wouldn't say a game changer, but that would just be one of those things where it's like, hey, this is what we could do in iOS.
Yeah, tabletop.
Tabletop.
Yep. Another thing, like I bought so many of these add-ons in here. It's just a waste. I can't tell you the amount of money I spent in this shit.
It's just like I said, I went and got Ari's, bought everything near and dear to it, and like spent like $300 on things that. Yeah. Some of the stuff I still don't even use.
You know what's funny too, Jay? They don't update the shit, but if you come into the device store, you better believe those shits are updated for more things to buy.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Somebody grab the tissue paper.
This picture here, if you look on the right, you go in there to add more devices. You can add tons. It's literally like a tabletop. You could add tons of these devices onto here, and then you just link them all into your mixer there. That's some of the things. Let me show you guys another one. And then you just play with all that shit. You see like a couple of these things on here I never seen before, so I know they updated that.
Okay, as far as effects. And I mean, what's all in there? Effects, mixers?
Yeah, what it is, you can add like multiple keyboards, synths, drum machines, turntables, mics, and then tons of effects and shit. Now, I spent a lot of money. I bought a lot of the devices and effects, but these are all like new. I never seen these, so they just put these on here. Well, I don't know, just because I haven't been in here in a minute, but this app, I like to go to this app when I'm frustrated or just, when I just want to have some fun, because you can have a lot of fun in this app. Matter of fact, this is the first app I think obviously GarageBand comes with your iOS, but this I think is the first app I got. And Cypha, you remember that first beat I made for you like in 2015, 16, and you was like, yo, that shit is so fire. And I never finished it for you and sent it to you, but I made that beat on tabletop.
Oh, word?
With their stock sounds. Yeah. They have great sounds in here too. I love how this conversation went from iMPCPro to like a whole tabletop now. I forgot about tabletop. It's crazy.
I never used it.
Somebody I can't see because I own it, but Cypha, you don't own it. Go into the app store for me real quick to see how much it is. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was either free, but then you got to buy all the shit to add in. Because they only give you like 5 things, right?
It's free, and then everything else is
I just looked it up on Chrome.
Yeah, well, if one of you guys download it, I believe they give you a couple of things for free. That you could play.
It's free. It's free to start out with.
Oh yeah, it's only on the iPad.
Oh yeah, I don't think it was on phone.
No, something crazy, some other crazy like Dungeons and Dragons thing came.
I hear that.
On the phone.
We could do that.
Oh shit! And so it's certain because I remember seeing like my apps that said that they was tabletop ready. I never understood.
With it, right?
So that means you could just open it up in tabletop like a
and it has inter-app audio. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, I might be wrong. I think you got to pay a couple dollars for that feature. But let me see. You do, right?
I think you do. Yeah, so I remember having it because I think I did similar to you. I bought a whole bunch of stuff on there for tabletop because I was believing it. I was like, oh, this is like the reason of iOS, and I was like going all in. We also start seeing the limitations, and I'm like, oh man, after regret.
Well, yeah, that's how they get you now. That's how everything is being designed to do that to us.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm looking at the description. The first thing it says is tabletop is now compatible with iOS 11. That tells you last time they updated this.
Right.
That's crazy. They still got 3.7 stars on their reviews.
It's got 3.7.
Yeah, because it really is it's a lot of fun to sit and play with. I give it that. Like and I don't recall having a lot of issues with crashing or anything with that. See, for like the inter-app audio, you have 3 things that you could. I don't know if I must have bought them already, or if they give you a couple. I don't even remember.
I don't remember Strike at all.
That's old. Yes, but Strike is old as shit.
Damn, what the fuck is that?
What, the Strike?
Yeah, what's that?
It's like a synth. A sound generator. It's all right.
And on it.
Yeah, you could switch them up. It's old as shit, but I use everything. I don't care how old it is to get sounds.
Yeah, it's shit. As long as that shit works, that's all that matters.
And I don't usually stay with a stock sound. I usually manipulate the shit out of it anyway. So.
Shit. I made a kick drum out of a coffee cup the other day. So
word, like you'd be surprised the shit that I make. I take my Zoom and I make crazy fucking sounds like out of the dumbest shit. Yeah. I can't tell you how many dog barks I got from my dog.
That's people just like a lot of people be like real just stuck with like, oh, I just need to get these sounds and put them together. Like, yo, you actually make your own sounds and put them together.
I love creating my own sounds. That sound pack, I love to do a lot of vocal work too. I'll manipulate the shit out of my vocals. That sound pack that we working on, I made like most of them with vocals and different.
That's what's up. Like, that's not for nothing. That's what I was looking for too. For like, because figure everybody would like put their own spin on it. That's why when you asked me like, yo, what you want, I was like, just go in. And like, here's the idea. Go in. Like that's always that's dope.
But tabletop is a lot of fun. And we could get back into the iMPCPro2 app now, but a little interruption. Tabletop is loads of fun. All right, so what else we got to say about the iMPCPro?
That auto duck.
You like the auto duck?
Oh, turbo duck?
I hate it.
I know. To me, I think it's pointless, but listen.
I don't even know how to use it. I'll be like, yo, why did they put this here? Why they couldn't just put a regular compressor with regular settings?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing. Like, well, I mean, it's a few things, but like, I mean, like, I've figured out like ways to like make it work. Like, I figure out when I'm using it, but like for the most part, it sounds like everything sounds super, super, super like compressed. Where like to the point where it just sucks the life out your whole mix, and you be like, damn. I either got to go back and do this over or bounce it out and just compress it somewhere else. You know what I mean?
For any producer, that's a long day.
Man, you spent 3-4 hours put your mix together. Only put press this one button.
That's loud as hell too.
Effect. It's like,
when I go into that app, the gains are coming down immediately. Every gain on that shit. Yeah. That shit is super loud.
Yeah, I do that in every
yeah,
mix.
it's funny because like you know how the Beatmaker3, they have their shit low on purpose. They put it. So it's like what a difference when you switch off.
But Beatmaker3 got so many, like, you got so many faders before, like, the master fader. Like, is that so you good, you know what I mean? Because it's a fader on the sample itself. Yep. You got the fader on the track, on the pad, and you got the fader on the group. You know what I mean? Like, and that right there, like, because, like, the way I got mine set up in Beatmaker3 is, like, whenever I import a sample, it's default to be, like, the fader on the sample is at -10. So, like, I don't really do too much moving or anything like after that. But like,
I do the same, but I'm at 6.9, I think, or some shit like that.
Okay, yeah. Everybody got they because I put everything for me at -10, and then
I should just do -10.
Well,
I end up going low anyway on the main mixers.
Yeah. Like, so I like it. So like when like that last mixer that you're looking at is basically all at 0, and niggas looking. How you get that mix? I'm like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, that's the trick, boy. It's funny because a lot of beats that I've been making for Cypha for his new album, before I even start to mixing down, and I like to mix as I go with Beatmaker3. So I'll send him a rough copy and he's like, yo, this shit is so low. Can you turn it up? And I'm like, bro, you don't understand. This is just, I will. Stop sending me
these to the master channel yet.
Right. I ain't mastered you yet. Just do you like where I'm going with it? Like,
you know, as I'm learning as I go, you know, I'm picking up on a lot of that stuff too, you know.
Yeah, because he's a super loud head. Everything is super loud for him. Everything, vocals. I'm like, man.
Why you gotta do me like that? But no, I just sit back
on my DMX.
Word.
Yeah. Then working with some of those beats too, you know, especially when you know get into the iOS production side of it. I mean, certain sounds will be like, yo, what sound is that? Yo, bring that one sound up so I can go ahead and, you know, find my pockets. You know what I'm saying? And how I want to flow. And she's like, nah, this is just the bro. I'm like, nah, you playing. Go ahead.
That's life.
Bring that one sound up real quick and then go ahead.
If you could sum up one thing to say about me and him when it comes to our musical relationship, bring that sound up would be it. Yeah. I could be peaking and he's like, nope, bring that sound up. I'm like, man.
Or the opposite, like, yo, that shit too loud, man. You need to bring that down.
I know, the one time, But we make it work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the one time I want to boost this synth up because I think that's the sound of the track. Nah, bring that down, sis.
I'll be like, nah, man, get rid of that.
I don't even know what else we could say about iMPCPro. Like, you guys have anything you want to throw in there?
I thought you was ready to strike a match and open up the sewer line on them there.
The whole house down.
I did enough shitting on them, I think. It's only because of the updates that make me crash. Like that's the only reason I'm disappointed.
You might call it shit. I don't feel like you shit on them like that. I just feel like, because like shitting on them would have been like, this app is trash. Like you can't do nothing in it. Like you can't even like whatever. And he was like, nah, I can throw my drums in there, export them. Like you gave probably a lot of people some suggestions. You know what I mean? Like how they can actually use it. You know? So like to me, shitting on them would have been like, nah, this shit is totally and completely unusable. Like I can't do nothing in it. Like don't even open it. I deleted it off my iPad. I don't even know what iMPCPro is. That would have been shitting on.
Because I don't hate the app at all. You know what I mean? But it's just I can't use it.
Yeah, no,
like if I bring in my own files, forget it. Yeah. Forget it. I lost everything. Crash ASAP.
See, I ain't know it was that like shaky. But the thing is too, like when I've used it, like I open up like something like one of those Moog apps. And you know, them joints is CPU fall.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like you be like you gotta render that to audio, like whatever app you're using. Like, so I didn't know that at the time. And so I just noticed shit just start like, you know, it'd be looking like, you know, like the what's that, the Metro PCS commercial, you know, shit, where you're like, oh shit, like I know it's about to happen. Where's the save option? But you know, but like I said, I didn't know it was because I didn't realize those apps were so heavy on processor or whatever. So, but I don't know. I guess if I could give like a pro for iMPCPro2, the pro is that like you said before, I like the effects that you could throw on the drums. I even like the bit crushing effect that you could throw on the samples or whatever. They also, I think they updated the sampler too, so you could actually like chop like according to like bars and beats and stuff like that. So if you want to do like even chops, like they did that because when I first got it, it didn't do that. At least I don't think. So like those to me, those are a couple of pros. Like it has its own sound also, which a lot of apps don't. I'll give it that. It does have its own sound. But the cons for me is just that it's clunky as a motherfucker. Like something about the way it works, it doesn't register for me. You know what I mean? Like, and I just can't catch a flow in it at all. And the auto duck, like that final compressor is just bad. It's just really, really bad. And yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna go in. That's it though. I pretty much like everything else. The graphics is dope. You know.
Yeah.
Tape stop and stutter effect they got. That's pretty cool too. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah. But
I love the whole turntable thing of it too. How you bring in.
You work either, yo.
Really?
How the hell do you get that to work? You got to use Spotify because Apple Music be like, no.
No, and that's what I mean with it's difficult to pull your shit in because there's ways around it, but you got to go through a million things. And when you have other apps that are so easy just to pull in anything, like that makes it annoying. That's another, frustrating thing about it. But there is ways to do it. Don't ask me right now because how do I get mine on there? I definitely know I have to do everything and bring everything through that audio copy, and then you could get it on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But, I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, why do audio copy when you do everything on audio share? It's like pretty much 99.99999% of all apps use audio share. The one and the 0.00001% app that doesn't use it happens to be retronyms, and it's like, it's like, come on, guys, it's 2019. Like, I gotta share. I mean, that's what's happening. It's like, you see these other apps are collaborating and stuff like that. These big businesses, I mean, yeah, they got Akai, which that's a huge win. But then, Akai, they got money, so they could write off whatever L's that they take through retronyms. But maybe one day they might be like, you know what, we're tired of taking these L's. We're finna go to something bigger and better. All it takes is one good update for Beatmaker 3, and Akai might be jumping ship, and that's something that retronyms need to take consideration of. Now going into like what I like about iMPC2, it's easy to kind of the true simple things in there per se. Now, of course, our iPhone mic and our iPad mic might not be the best in the world, but maybe it's like if you hooked up a virtual mic to it and like say go somewhere and start to sample a lot of things, especially with your phone, you could be like, okay, hey, I'm just walking around. Oh, here's something I can sample. Get a mic to it, and you're already there. You already got the sample in there. Maybe that could be the first step, but then the thing about it is you pretty much have no choice but to do everything inside of iMPCPro2 because just like you said, if you ain't got the audio copy app, then it's just pretty much stuck there on an island by itself. Now, but the one thing I do like about it is how it basically forces you to think of the songs in different sections. So of course we always start off with like, the big drop and stuff, the big drop or the chorus or whatever the case may be. But then you could be like, okay, now I need to set something up for intro, something for a verse, something for a pre-chorus or pre-drop, and then something for the chorus drop, the bridge, and the outro. Like that's one thing I do like. It actually gives you the idea of shaping the song and compared to like say, I mean, like with Beatmaker 3, it's like, okay, we made some stuff up and it's like, okay, we already know in our mind how we want things to look like. but at least in iMPCPro2, it gives you the blocks and those sections. That's something like that. If more Reason, that's one thing I love about Reason. Reason has this thing called blocks mode where you can actually piece together your song. And
like in patterns.
Exactly. And that's something that I wish other apps did. Like Beatmaker 3 kind of was doing that with scene mode, but every time I try to use scene mode, it would just crash left and right. And then with Nano Studio 2, I mean, Nano Studio is so easy to where you can actually color code your Did one of y'all do that? Like color code your your whole row?
Yeah. You color code like the different sections and stuff like that, and name them. You know what I mean?
And I want to throw an apology in there, man. That Obsidian, oh man,
shit's fire, right?
Man, I started messing with that last weekend after y'all sold me on it. I said, oh man, where the hell was I at all this time, man?
When you throw a sample up in there, you be like, what? I just do a sample in the synthesizer. Oh shit.
Oh shit. See, yeah, man. I was like, oh man, I've been sleeping on that.
Don't worry, I was too, bro.
Now I knew exactly what you meant a couple weeks ago. Hey man, sitting here messing with this app. I'm like, okay, all right. But now I know, so I want to throw that in there. My fault, Jay. I just want to throw that apology because I know people that listened to last week's episode like, yeah, Cypha's tripping, man.
All three of us were speaking on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jay, did you have the first iMPC?
Yeah, the first iMPC app.
I just went into it because I love that app too. I just went into it, and I'm gonna bring it up how old it looks because it's been so long.
Yeah.
It is. There go glory itself.
But I kind of liked this first one like better, I think, than the second one. I'm not even gonna lie.
I got a homeboy that uses that. Like he has an old iPad. He uses the original iMPC like every Sunday because he plays in church or whatever. And like he'll use that. That's his click track or whatever. And like it'll be like a snare or something going, but he'll have that going into the speakers while he plays the drums for real, and it keeps everybody on
syncopated.
Yeah, it's just crazy though.
And he uses this one, the iMPC one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Because it was about 2 years ago we had all got together because these are my boys from like elementary school, and one of our friends had passed away, and so we was playing at the funeral, and he pulled this out to keep us all on beat and whatnot. I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, one of my homeboys still has the hardware. He still uses it to sample vinyls and everything through it.
That's right, because it had the little the red. The red controller, right? It had the silver controller with the red case, right? For iMPC, something like that. That's how you talking about?
I want to say something like that.
Because there's a dude.
To get a hold of him, man.
There's a dude on Instagram. Cole. Yeah. He was using it for a minute because I was like super close to buying it, but I was like, nah, G, you don't need nothing extra. Like because they you can find them on eBay. Like I forget how much it costs or whatever, but like you can find like the original MPC pad controller that they have for iOS. Because I think it might have the 50 pin connect on it. But you have to get the adapter to make it work with the lightning. But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But
yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. But it's so you can just plug anything in there now. So that I was thinking about getting it, but I saw so many bad reviews that I was like, listen, I'll just take my MPC Studio, which I love, and I'll just, plug that in there with a power hub.